In terms of receiving this award, it was quite a surprise to him, and he was very pleased when he got the phone call asking him out to lunch, and then was told at lunch that he would be the recipient. I think it means a lot because he's been involved with the foundation since the beginning, and so it is a special thing for him.
Well, Vern came to me and to Mary Ann, my spouse, and with the idea in 1998, his 50th anniversary of graduation, of this scholarship thing. And we thought, heck, that sounds like quite an idea. So Mary Ann and I signed on, as did the other two founding partners of the Scholarship Foundation, Connie Bakken and Earl Bakken.
On Vern's list of priorities, on where he invests his time and what activities he gets involved with, Columbia Heights always takes first place. If there's ever a conflict on where he could spend his time, if there's a role for him to play in helping Columbia Heights become a better city all the time, he's there to do it. And this is evidenced by the many organizations, Rotary Club and so forth, that Vern has belonged to in Columbia Heights, and by his participation in a lot of different events in Columbia Heights. This is not a type of award that he would seek, but he's going to be very grateful that there's recognition for the things that he has done for the city over the past 60 years.
Vern Hoium is a very, very dedicated person, and works very hard at being a civic leader and a good Rotarian.
I'm not surprised that Vern is receiving this award, because he is very deserving of it. I know that through the years of what I've read about him, I have to do most of it because, to be honest, Vern is not a braggart type, so a lot of distinctions and accolades that he's received over the years, he's earned them, and I have to find out from somebody else that he's been awarded, though. Then you'll say, oh yeah, and try to play it down. That's just the type of person he is. He's honest, reliable, and I couldn't say enough about good in his favor.
I was one of the kids that was bused into Columbia Heights from Spring Lake Park. So I met Vern our freshman year, 1944, which is a few years ago. And we've remained friends and in touch all those years. He's remained true to Columbia Heights. He lives in the Heights. He works in the Heights. And has many dear friends there.
Well, I'm sure for Vern to receive the award, it's kind of the culmination of his activities here in the community. He's received a lot of awards through his medical work and other things, but I suspect this is probably a very important one, and one that will stay in his memory forever. And I think it's well intended, and it certainly is well placed, and I couldn't be more pleased that it was awarded to Vern Hoium, who has really been a local kid who made good.
Vern is very passionate about Columbia Heights, and I can attest to that by the many conversations that we had at Jack's Cafe about the politics, the school system, healthcare. He was serving on the board of Crestview Nursing Home, and that was number one in his mind because his two children both went to school in Columbia Heights, and he had many connections for the many years he lived there. And he was very passionate about Columbia Heights continuing to grow and to be a city that really met the needs of its entire population.
How long have I known Vern Hoium? We have been associated in many civic organizations, fraternal organizations, and professional organizations together.
as a graduate of Columbia Heights, Vern I can identify because my wife and I are both graduates. All three of our kids are graduates of Columbia Heights. There's a certain pride in this community. We've seen it evolve, of course, over the last 50 years. But the pride, I think, is still there. I think it shows up in the scholarship activities. So many people contribute money to these scholarships. We've had a feeling that we need to help here, and if you've been successful, you got to give something back. And I think that's what's prompted Vern to do this, and it certainly has prompted us, and I'm sure Connie and Earl Bakken as well.
He's always been active in the community and spent, I don't know, over 20 years on hospital boards. Unity, Mercy, Health Central was the parent organization at that time, and it included Golden Valley Hospital. So he was on the Board of Trustees at Unity for easily 20 years, and went through all the ranks and was president of Health Central, or chairman of the board of Health Central. He ran for the Senate shortly after we were married, and enjoyed it. He represented all of Anoka County, which was one district at that time.
Vern was very passionate about politics and representing Columbia Heights in the legislature to make sure that Columbia Heights got a fair deal on everything that was being passed, if it affected the city.
Vern Hoium was originally in the Minnesota State Legislature, and his public commitment to the state and the community and the school districts has been outstanding for a long time.
Among the bills, the one that I think we all appreciate the most is the opportunity to turn right on a red light. And he was the original author of that bill in the Minnesota Senate. He also was involved in authorizing Anoka Ramsey Community College. He was named in 1965 as one of the 10 outstanding young men in Minnesota because of work he was doing in the Senate and in the county at that time. It was a thrill to be admitted to practice before the U.S. Supreme Court. He worked with the state senators and the legislators from this area, of course, but he also had a chance to contact future President John Kennedy. He has a picture he's very proud of in his office with John Kennedy and Gerald Ford. We knew Vice President and Joan Mondale very well, and also Hubert Humphrey. He met with Ted Kennedy when he was in the Twin Cities for an event. Went to law school with Dave Dernberger, so knew Dave.
I think Vern will be very pleased. I think it's very dear to his heart. And he wants to keep contributing as we age. And I think as a senior citizen, he's doing a really good job.
Vern, we wish to congratulate you on this honor that you're receiving today, and I don't know of anybody that is more deserving than you, and it's good to have you for a friend.
I know you never sought this award, but the significant contributions that you've made to Columbia Heights over your lifetime is finally being recognized, and I know you will treat it as a fantastic bonus to everything that you have given.
Well, Vern, heartiest congratulations on your receiving this award, and I couldn't be happier for you. I just want you to remember when we meet at Jack's Cafe, you don't have to call me sir. If you recall, I know we were both in the Army. I was a sergeant, so you can just call me Sarge.
Vern, you dear old soul, I love you, and I'm so very pleased that you're getting this award. You deserve it, my dear.
Well, Vern, a message to you. You know, we've skied a lot together. Our families and our friends. We had a big gang in Winter Park for years and years and years. And I do remember that you had that yellow ski suit. And I remember the kids, I'm not sure you knew this, but they were calling you Big Bird. So, but anyway, Vern, I think we're all proud of you, and we're so pleased to have known you and worked with you, and that you've done so much for our community, and particularly now for our school district, and for all the kids that have graduated and received these scholarships. The letters we get from them are just really so fine that you must take great pride in that, and we're proud of you too.
Congratulations, Dad. I'm so proud of you. You've always been such a supporter of education and have told lots of stories, like how hard it was for you to walk all the way to school in shoes that were already worn out from your older two brothers. I was an adult when I realized that at the time you went to high school, the school was actually very close to your family's home on 5th Street.
Dad, I wanted to congratulate you on receiving this award. You and Mom have instilled in us a real value for education, both by being a role model and by doing things to give back in this way.
Vern, we're very proud of you. The girls and I, the whole family, appreciate the fact that you've worked very hard through the years, and so earning this recognition is special to all of us, and we're very, very pleased for you.